gonna set this bad boy down here. What is going on, fam? Gains by, oh, why would I call myself Gains by Drake? I would never do that. I would never do that. What's happening, fam? I'm at the gym now, just got back from a photo shoot with this awesome local brand called Ilthy. Before I go and hit a pull day, it's gonna be a monster one today, I had some big announcements for you guys, okay? So, for those of you who don't know, last October, I competed for the first time in men's physique, and I prepped for 10 weeks. Honestly, before that point, I had no idea what men's physique was. I knew almost nothing about bodybuilding, but I was convinced to do it by these two guys at a gym that I had gone to work on posing, and I just kind of went with it. And at the show, I placed first for the novice category, the true novice category, the novice overall, and then also I won my class, which qualified me to compete nationally. So when you're at the national level, you're competing against guys who've all won shows in their cities, in their states, or in their regions, right? So much more competitive field of candidates when you get to that level versus what I competed at last year. And since October last year after my show, I've basically been without a coach. I knew I had to do a lot of work to prepare for my shows this year, but I just wanted to do it kind of on my own. I know how to like track calories, I know how to organize my macros, I know how to organize my workouts. So I wanted to go it on my own for a little bit before I really sought out a coach. But now it's getting to the point where I really got to start getting really serious about my training and my dieting and basically everything getting ready for the national shows. And I'm happy to announce, fam, I got my coach. And my coach is going to be IFBB Pro Alex Toplin, who is just the most amazing guy. If any of you guys have seen him on the Olympian stage, the guy's posing is just artistry. He looks amazing. One of the best backs, I think, in the men's physique category. So I'm really excited to be working with him and having him get me ready for my national show. And also, big announcement, I'm also gonna be doing summer shredding this year in October, which is gonna be a lot of fun, guys. We're gonna be documenting this whole process of me preparing for the show. I'll probably get to film behind the scenes at the show as well. Maybe get a training session with Alex himself. And you guys will be along for the entire ride. And just to explain to you guys more about how this whole thing works, okay? So again, I won my show last year. I'm competing nationally this year. If I compete this year, I will become technically a professional bodybuilder, which is kind of freaking nuts to think about because, I mean, one, I just started competing last year, right? So most people have been working towards a goal like this for years before they get to this level. Two, I do this part-time. Like I'm basically a tech guy who does fitness on the side, right? And then three, I'm still natural. I don't take any PEDs, I've never taken PEDs, and most of the guys at that level are. So it puts me at a disadvantage, and I can't really go in there expecting to just go in there and win my first time ever competing nationally. But fuck it, that's my goal. I'm just gonna go for it. And I've spoken to Alex. He's convinced that I stand a good shot if I do the right things over the next 6 to 8 months. So I'm gonna keep you guys in the loop for the whole thing. But we're here now at the gym. It's not that busy. It's kind of late on a Sunday. So it should be good to get some content. Gonna do back, traps, rear delts, and biceps with my boy Dom. And yeah, we're gonna get into it, guys. So I love you all. Let's go get this workout in. Mic check. Perfect. Sweet. All right, let's do it. All right, so about the gym now, about to the pull day, but I gotta grab a bunch of my stuff from the office because unlike Boots, I gotta have my own back equipment. This is the first part of it too. Got my own like T-bar and pull down. Like the ending of last year, this is probably the last week of December. I knew I had an allowance from work to buy a bunch of gym equipment, but I thought I had until October 2023 to spend it, but I basically only had a week at that point. So I just ended up buying a ton of random shit that I've just been using for the past few months. This stuff is pretty good though. It's good, bro.
What's going on?
How you doing, man? It's a local gym tree.
What's going on?
So, I'm not a short guy by any means. I feel like I need to say that now, standing next to him. This guy is fucking ginormous, dude. Like, my head can almost touch his squat bar. That's how tall he is. Okay, so before we get into the T-bar rows, that's gonna make exercise number one. Probably gonna do 2 to 3 sets of pull-ups just to warm my back up a little bit. I then do some dead hangs just to loosen up tension in my back and then decompress my spine. That's always really important for me going into a back workout. I hurt my back pretty badly last year, so I try and take really good care of it when I'm working out. My whole back cracked just now when I did that. Okay. Then we're gonna come up here, do a few sets of pull-ups. I think I heard Jeff Nippard calling this an omni set, where you do a different grip every set. So we're gonna do some wide. Then we're gonna do some underhand. All right, let's get this T-bar set up. Find the hole. Jesus Christ. There we go. Yeah, oh, you're good, bro. I don't think I'll be getting in your way. If I'm getting in your way, just let me know, bud. Huh? Jesus, dude. 5x5 on squats?
Like 5x6.
Oh, that's nice. You're deloading with 5x6.
I don't know.
You should do like 4x12 if you're deloading. You should do like 4x12 if you're deloading. And it's like super slow reps. But I mean, whatever way works. Yeah. Yeah, the going light just isn't fun. Especially when you know you can push a lot heavier.
Not on pre-workout either, so like, kind of dying.
Oh, that's the worst. It's like sad how dependent we become on caffeine when we lift so much. Like my pre-workout's got 450 mgs in it. It does nothing for me. Yeah. I have 450 grams of caffeine in it. I don't feel anything. Okay, so starting out with T-bar rows on this. My gym doesn't have a chest supported T-bar row, which is one of my all-time favorite back machines. So I got this bar here to allow me to do a T-bar row. It puts a little more pressure on my lower back, but it's just the contraction, the stretch, the feeling of pulling a lot of weight with this thing is just unmatched. So I had to get myself one of these. I'm gonna do 2 warm-up sets. Then we're gonna do 3 to 4 sets of anywhere between 6 and 10. Grab 2 more. Getting some weight on this, baby. Nice, that was the second warm up. Now we're into the real shit. Not doing this next set without music. That made me a sociopath. I'm not doing that shit.
I'm like wondering why you don't have headphones on.
Honestly, I think I was so locked in, I wasn't even thinking about it. But
There you go.
yeah, gotta get some music on, man. There's no way. That was a solid first set. That was what, 10? I get low reps in that, so I'm gonna go up 25 pounds for the next set. Try and get 6 to 8. I'm kind of tired. I didn't eat enough today before this workout, so my energy's not as high as it probably could have been, but I'm just gonna try and fight through it. Just push as heavy as I can, as hard as I can, get through these next 2 sets, just not bitching out because I don't feel the best. Like the one lesson I've learned that's, I think, the most important thing to know to really make progress in the gym is just don't be a bitch. You thought I was about to be inspirational or something? No, not today. We're in a mood. There we go. That first set was solid, but pretty sure I can get 6 to 8 with the 7 plates. Also, some people do these at 45-pound plates. I've always preferred doing the 25s because the diameter is smaller. I feel like I can get a better contraction because I can get more travel with the actual bar. The plate doesn't hit my chest as quickly as it does if using the wider diameter plates. So if you're doing T-bar rows, I always recommend doing them with 25s. Let's go. That was a tough fucking set, dude. How much do you weigh?
140.
Okay, so this is 25 times 7 is 175. I'm basically rowing a dom right now. It's such a different feeling for me because I always prefer starting with a pull down because it's a really good mind muscle connection exercise. Like you can feel your back working very well with the pull down to get you sort of into my muscle connection zone for the rest of your workout. But I just love starting at these, hitting them really heavy, just pulling that weight with everything I have, and then going into the pull downs afterwards. So I do that kind of like every other back day. Either start with a pull down or start with one of these. All right, last set, best set. Also, it's a great time for me to remind you guys, protect your back, get yourself a lifting belt. This one I'm using here is from Gym Reapers, one of my sponsors. So if you use code DRE, you get to support me, save yourself 10%, and I get the added bonus of using code DRE gives you a guaranteed PR. Oh man, it takes a lot out of me. Whenever I do a really heavy set, I just always want to drop set afterwards because I know that I can't get any more reps with the heavy weight, but if I drop the weight by 20 to 30%, I can definitely get another 6 out of it. So just a way for me to get closer to failure on my heavier sets, because a lot of people, they'll get to that point where they can't do any more reps with the heavy weight, but they'll just stop. And even though they're basically done at that weight, you still have something left in the tank. And when you're training for hypertrophy, you just have to push as close to failure as you can with every set. So that's why I dropped at the last set, but now I'm just totally out of breath. All right, so now we're doing some wide neutral grip pull downs, doing 3 sets of 10 to 12, but I might go for more reps in the first set just to get more blood pumping into my lats to start. Yeah, this way should be solid. Yeah, let's do it. Let's try and go for 12 to 15 on this first one. Gotta get the music though. That burns. Right, gonna get the pump cover off. What do you normally listen to when you work out?
Like a lot of hip hop, yeah.
Hip hop, yeah? I do a lot of that too. I feel like it depends on what I'm doing and how hard I'm going, but usually, like if I need to hit something really heavy, like a PR or something, I'm doing like either really heavy rap or metal. But as my workout progresses, I go from like super dark skin Gans trap to like this light skin music, man. I get into R&B by the end of it, Chris Brown or something.
Oh man.
Yeah, you guys feeling light skin up in here. All right, last set, best set, let's get it. That is a tough superset, man. That is a tough superset. My back is on fire right now. My last is poking out right now, dude. I can't even pose. I'm honest to God tired right now. I just did back, what day did I take off? I took off Friday. So that means the last time I did back would have been Thursday. Yeah, no, would have been Wednesday. Damn, it's been a while and my back still feels super sore, man. I just been hitting my back super hard. Like, that's the one thing along with my upper chest that I'm really trying to build for my next show. Because even though like, I know I have a good back and I have a good chest, like I'm not being stupid about it, but you know, like at that level, everything counts, right? And just like having 2 less inches on my upper chest can like make a difference between me winning my show and coming in like 5th, right? So putting a lot of work into that, really trying to thicken my back, make my back shot as impressive as possible. Make my back shot as impressive as possible, nice. But like really working on that part of my physique. And when I start with my coach in April, I'm pretty sure those are gonna be the 2 areas he wants me to focus on too. So gotta hit it really hard, man. Gotta fight through the pain. Oh my God. I can't even flex. I can't flex. It's rough, dude. My coach should make me like pose really hard in between each set. He had me like burn my shoulders out. So, okay, do your front pose now. And you're literally holding that pose and every muscle fiber in your body is just burning and begging you to stop. Like just now I stopped because no one's forced me to keep doing it, but it's not easy, man. If you can like pose with a pump, you can pose on stage for 5 minutes straight. That's part of why you do it. It's not easy as it looks like. People think, oh, you just go up there and you flex your biceps, but holding those poses for long periods of time, holding your breath. In the finals for my show, I had to basically hold my breath for 45 seconds straight because like you blow all the air out of your body to like make your abs show more, and you have to just hold it. Just literally stand there and hold it for 45 seconds while they look at you. That's not easy. That's why you train so hard for it. I'm trying to think what I want to do next. Gotta get the shirt tucked in, make sure we're all neat and tidy, you know? We're proper gentlemen over here. Tucking our shirts in as we get swole. All right, I think I'm gonna do a single arm pull down. All right, so now we're on the high row or the single arm lat pull down. This thing has so many different names for it. But what we're gonna do is we're going to attach a pair of handles onto this thing. I don't know if you guys have seen these before. These are those angle grips. And we're gonna attach them to the handles on the machine so we get to use a neutral grip when we pull down. Funny story about these, when I first started using these last year, I bought like the knockoff ones from Amazon, right? Because the originals, which are these, were like 60 bucks, but the Amazon ones were 20 bucks. And they looked like the exact same thing, right? So obviously I bought the cheaper one and I've been using those for like a year. And then about a month ago, or maybe 2 months ago, the original company hit me up and they're like, yo, you're using a knockoff of our product. We don't like that. And I'm like, well, it's cheaper, so I don't know what you want me to do. And they're like, well, we'll send you a pair of like our product. You can compare against the fake one and we'll prove to you that our one is better. I'm like, okay, if you say so. So they sent me these and I used them for 1 day and they're not fucking better. Like, they really were convinced that their product, I mean, it is better manufactured and it's better made. If you feel it, you can tell that it's just a more substantial product, but it makes no difference to me. So even though I use these now, if you're looking at this video and you want to get yourself a pair, just get the cheap ones from Amazon. Save your money. It's not worth it. All right, so on these, we're gonna shoot for anywhere between 8 and 10 reps. What I like to do to get better leverage with my lower lats and those iliac lats that kind of like cut across your low part of your back is I lean over to the side of my working arm and I kind of pull down and across, right? So if you're pulling straight down, you're getting a lot of lower lat and diet. But when you But when you pull down and across and you get that little twist into your torso, your lats wrap around your rib cage and you get those like really hard to reach iliac lats at the bottom of your lats, which are hard to usually hit. 3 sets of like 8 to 10 reps. We're gonna do 60. Graceful. We're gonna do some rear delt rows, 3 sets, 12 to 15. Then we're gonna go into traps and then finish it with some biceps. All right, let's go. Then row straight back. Should I keep looking at you? You always give me the motivation to do like 3 more when I'm ready for it.
Yeah, when I'm recording
like,
it.
You know, I am so done, but I gotta get 3 more for Dom. For the upper traps. These aren't a big priority for me, so I only really do shrugs on 1 pull day a week. Usually I'll substitute this for an extra back exercise because I'm obviously more focused on back than I have my upper traps. But I don't want to neglect them completely, but I have like kind of overdeveloped upper traps. I need to balance it up with my mid and lower traps, so I'm not doing them as much, but 3 sets, light, 12 reps, and then we'll move on to biceps from there. The buffest 14-year-old. He's even hiding his pump right now. Like, you know when you see guys wearing oversized stuff in the ring, it's going to build this amazing body, and they refuse to have anyone to know about it. There you go.
I did the shoulder exercise I did.
Which one? The cable? Oh, it's so good, isn't it?
That was probably the best, like best shoulder pump I've ever done.
I'm telling you, man, that constant tension, it's so good.
Like I'll go down and it's like, I still feel it.
Like you're feeling it the entire time you're pulling it up. So when you hold it up top there, what I like doing sometimes too is like I'll cross them, and I'll kind of like have my shoulders back like this and then raise them out, and just kind of stay in the top part.
At first I just did it normally, but then like
you cross them, right?
Yeah. Just because like I could go down a bit more.
100%.
Oh, so nice. That's something a bit like a
Stable.
Key stable.
Hell yeah, dude. Definitely.
Thanks, man.
For sure, bro. I got you this here. Okay, so now we're doing seated hammer curls. Your biceps are obviously two muscles. You've got your long head and your short head. The long head is pretty much responsible for the bicep peak when you flex. That's okay for me. What I have really undeveloped is the bicep short head, which helps make your biceps wider. Like my biceps are okay, but they're pretty narrow. And one of the big goals for me getting into my next prep is to widen my biceps out. So I'm doing a lot of bicep short head work, and hammer curl is one of the best you can do because they not only work your short head, but they also work your brachialis, which is kind of this muscle right here that just kind of like pushes out. And the bigger you have this, the wider it's gonna make your biceps appear from the front. So that's why I gotta really prioritize that. We're gonna do 3 sets of like 6 to 8, and then call it a day. Yeah, going into set 2, I also didn't mention, I like doing these seated because of just how stable I am when I'm curling. But when I'm standing, I have a tendency to use a lot of body sway. Not a lot, but some body sway is okay. But it's always better to minimize that as much as possible. At least minimize it to the point where your movement is natural and just focus on really getting a good contraction with the muscle without using momentum. So like sitting down obviously takes your legs out of the movement completely. So you really just focus on contracting and squeezing hard with your biceps. It just gives you better muscle connection, better contraction, and that means it's better gains. Alrighty fam, so that is it for today's video. If you guys liked it, very much appreciate if you drop a like on it, and of course be sure to subscribe so you never miss another video. Got 2 shows coming up this year and I want you guys to be part of the journey, so hit that bell notification so you never miss another video. I love you guys, hope you all have an awesome day, go do something productive, and I'll catch you all soon. Peace.